let's get real for a second. When you hear that phrase, the end times, what's the first thing that flashes in your mind? Come on, be honest. For most of us, the image is pretty instant, and it's always, well, dramatic. It's a picture that's been painted for us over centuries of stories and prophecies, and it usually looks a little something like this.
You see fire, just uncontrollable, all-consuming fire.
And then a deep, unending darkness that just swallows everything up.
And it all leads to this, total and complete destruction. The end.
And look, it's no wonder we think this way. These images are seriously powerful, and they come from some really old texts. We're talking about descriptions of the heavens literally burning, the sun and moon just going dark, stars falling out of the sky, even the sky itself rolling up like some giant scroll. It's basically the script for the ultimate disaster movie. But what if we've been so focused on the crazy special effects that we've completely missed the main plot? What if the phrase, the end, doesn't actually mean the end of everything?
Okay, let's really dig into this because this is the core of it. The term end times can be understood to mean the end of an age, and that is a huge difference. The key point here is that it's not about the physical world being destroyed, but about a massive spiritual shift. It's about one era closing down so a brand new one can begin.
This simple change in wording reframes the entire idea. So instead of the common view, world annihilation, fear, dread, this other perspective sees a spiritual transition, a hopeful new era. It's not some terrifying final curtain call. It's a profound, history-making turning point.
You know, this idea of endurance isn't some new age thing. In fact, some ancient writings say the complete opposite of destruction. They say that while generations of people come and go, the earth itself, well, the earth is meant to remain forever.
Let's think about it like the seasons. Winter is an end, right? It gets cold, things die back, it feels bleak, but we don't live in terror of winter because we know it's just a necessary part of the cycle. We know it leads directly to a new spring. Every single end is just the guaranteed start of something new. Or here's another way to see it. It's like a spiritual graduation. When you graduate from high school, that time of your life ends, but it's not a tragedy, is it? No, it's an exciting, maybe a little scary transition into a whole new chapter. It's not really an end, it's an advancement. So, okay, if we're living in one of these massive transitional times, what are the signs? Well, some ancient texts pointed to a few key things. You'd see the rise of many false prophets. You'd see an increase in famines, plagues, and earthquakes. And you'd see a big cultural shift where people become obsessed with themselves, with money, and with pleasure above all else. Does any of that sound even a little bit familiar? Let's just zoom in on one of those signs. According to one study, the number of worldwide disasters has gone up more than 40 times since just 1999. 40 times. Now, whether you see that as prophecy coming true or just a really stark modern reality, it kind of shows that this whole idea of being in a time of great change isn't so far-fetched, is it?
And this, right here, this brings us to the most important question of all. If we really are living in a monumental, transitional period, what are we supposed to do about it? How do we get ready for this new era?
This is where that other loaded word comes in, judgment. And we need to reframe this one too. Forget the image of some angry judge with a gavel. Think of it more like you're getting ready to move into an amazing new home. It's a process of spiritual decluttering. You know, sorting through all your stuff and deciding what's actually worth keeping and what baggage needs to be left behind for the new chapter.
So, how do you actually prepare? It's an active process. It's not about just sitting back and waiting. It starts with having the self-awareness to realize what you need to discard. Then you've got to actively remove things like sin, bad habits, negativity, laziness. It's all about consciously choosing to renew yourself for whatever is coming next.
And you know what? This doesn't just have to be some grand global event way out of your control. This can be, and maybe should be, deeply personal. You can have your own end times. It's that moment of individual transformation. It's when a negative person decides, I'm done with this, and becomes positive. Or when someone changes their whole outlook on life. That right there, that's a personal end of an age.
So you see, at the end of the day, the end times doesn't have to be about fear and destruction at all. It can be seen as a profound and hopeful turning point, both for the world at large and for you personally. The goal was never annihilation. It's renewal.
If this explainer helped you look at an old idea in a completely new light, you should definitely subscribe to the channel. We're all about breaking down these big, complex topics and reframing your world, one idea at a time. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. If now really is a turning point, whether for the whole world or just for you, the question becomes incredibly personal. What will you choose to discard from your old era, and what will you prepare to bring into the new one?